Jacks. Today I'm going to show you how to make delicious restaurant-style Mexican rice at home. You know the rice that you get as a side dish with every entree that you order at every Mexican restaurant? The light and the fluffy and the slightly salty with a little bit of smoky flavor to it? Well, this is the recipe for that. So without further ado, let me show you how it's done. So the first thing we're going to need to do is get a tomato sauce ready for our rice. And to do this, we're just going to need a few ingredients. I'm going to start off with my onion here. This is a yellow onion. You could also use a white onion if you want. I'm going to use about 1/8 of a medium-sized onion. You can see here, it's not a lot of onion that I'm adding, just a little bit. And I'm going to put that into a blender jar. I'm also going to add in a clove of garlic. I need to peel this, so I'm just going to use the side of my knife, smash the clove of garlic, and this will loosen up the skin on that clove. Just remove the skin, throw that clove of garlic into your blender jar. If you want to use prepared minced garlic, by all means, go ahead. You'll need about 1/2 teaspoon or so of that. To this, I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. Make sure that you are using tomato paste and not tomato sauce. Tomato sauce will not give you the right flavor for this. You need the concentrated flavor of the paste. Now we want to make a sauce with these solid ingredients, and so I'm going to need some water. I'm going to add in 1/4 cup of water into my blender jar, and I'm going to go ahead and assemble the jar, get it ready for my blender. You could also do this in a food processor if you so choose. Now I'm going to set that onto my blender, and I'm going to blend this until it is smooth. You want a smooth puree here. Shouldn't take any more than 30 seconds to a minute on a good blender. Now at my stove, I've got a 1.5 quart saucepan here. This is a heavy bottom saucepan. You want to make sure and use something nice and thick. You don't want a thin pan. You're going to end up burning your rice. I've got this over a medium-high heat, and I'm going to add in 3 to 4 tablespoons of corn oil. And you want to get this nice and hot. Once it is hot, you want to add in 1 cup of long grain white rice. I have not rinsed this rice at all. I have gone through it, make sure there's no rocks or anything in it. But I have not rinsed it. If you want to rinse your rice, by all means, go ahead. It's an extra step for me, so I'm not going to worry about it. Now, you want to cook your rice over medium-high heat until it gets nice and toasty. You will smell the toastiness of this rice when it starts going. And it is a smell that I absolutely love. Now, once your rice is nice and golden brown, you can go ahead and add in the tomato, onion, and garlic mixture. Just pour that in there and stir this to coat the rice. And what you're going to do here is cook this sauce down. You want to get that raw onion and garlic flavor out of the sauce, and you want to extra concentrate that tomatoey flavor. So you want to stir this constantly. Do not walk away from this because it will burn on you. You want to cook this for a good 45 seconds to a minute. Then you want to add in 1.5 cups of water. I'm actually going to add the water into my blender jar and swirl it around to get all that extra flavor that's left in that jar into my rice. Go ahead and get that into the pan and stir that. Make sure that none of that sauce is burning to the bottom of the pan. And then you want to add in 1 teaspoon of caldo de pollo, as well as 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And caldo de pollo, this is what it looks like. It is made by Knorr. You can find this in every large supermarket. Every Mexican market has it. There is no substitute for the caldo de pollo. You absolutely need it for this. I've tried just using chicken bouillon. It doesn't work. The secret ingredient in this rice is the caldo de pollo. So go ahead and stir that around, and you want to bring this up to a boil. Now, once your rice is at a rolling boil, give it one final stir. You want to put a lid on this, and you want to turn the heat down to the lowest possible setting on your stove. And you want to set the timer for 20 minutes. And you want to leave this alone for the full 20 minutes. Once those 20 minutes are up, you want to turn the heat off, and you want to lift the lid of your pan, let all that excess moisture and steam escape from the pan, and we're going to let this rest for 10 minutes. And this is what makes our rice nice and fluffy. Now, once your 10 minutes is up, your rice is done. Lift the lid, fluff this with a fork. You can see here how nice and fluffy this rice is. If you let it sit for another couple of minutes, it will get even more fluffy. But there you go. That is how easy it is to make restaurant-style Mexican rice at home. So there you go. I hope you guys give this recipe a try. If you do, let me know how you like it in the comments down below. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. I would greatly